Welcome back, guys. Today I am doing a short garage tour, talking you through the 4 cars that I've somehow acquired, and I'm very good at buying them. I'm not so good at selling them. Probably should sell some soon. So first of all, we're going to start off in the daddy, which is the Range Rover Sport. We've had this now for 6, maybe 7 years almost now, and it's brilliant. You can't fault this thing. It speaks volumes, the fact they've had it that long. This, I guess, is one of the more reliable ones, shall we say. I know there's a lot of unreliable Ranges out there, but I think a lot of that is down to how well it's been maintained, if it's been serviced regularly, had the belts changed. Just in general, if you drive it like a fool, then yeah, you're going to get trouble with it. This has only done 50,000 miles, that's in 20,000 of that in 7 years. So yeah, it doesn't get used that much, but it is regularly serviced, and I love it. It's just such a comfy car. You can't really, maybe have a look in the back there. We use it as the baby wagon, or the not so baby wagon anymore. You can just basically see there's probably some food and stuff kicking around there from the kids, but the wife loves it because it's super comfy. You've got these nice little armchair things, like you're in your lounge. It's got a television. It's got basically everything you need in a car, really. It's even got a heated steering wheel, proper snobbery stuff. So on a cold day, you can just fire up your heated steering wheel. You got a log burner inside it, and you can just have this lovely, nice, warm butt, warm fingers. Everything about it is just proper luxury, and it just feels like a nice place to be. You can't go wrong with it. That's probably why we haven't sold it. As you might have seen in a few of my videos, there's a few little things that have gone wrong with this that inevitably I think do go wrong with the Ranges, but no more than I would expect of any used car, especially one out of warranty. Yeah, you do get a little bit concerned that something big's going to go. I know the airbag, well, the air suspension, people with the airbags, if they go, that's a big one. That's like £2,000 if it's really bad, less if it's not. And other than that, yeah, I haven't even had that go wrong with it. Touch wood. It's been a really reliable car. There's been a few bits go wrong, but if you see my other video, it's only like a few grand over 6 or 7 years. I spent more than that on the RS4. I spent like 4 or 5 grand on that in the space of a month when the oil cooler pipes went and the DRC decided it was having none of it. So yeah, Range Rover Sport 2011, just before the facelift one. So this has got the nice big one there rather than the little dial-y thing there. I always prefer a nice gear knob. And yeah, it's a nice car. This one has been lowered. It's got 22-inch by 10.5 wide wheels on it, with, I think it's 285, so it's big chunky tires on it. Because it's been lowered, it handles really nice. The offset's much more aggressive, so it does go through the corners. It holds the bends better as much as you can in like an 9-ton car. Who knows what these weigh? I know it doesn't weigh that much. And it's been remapped as well. This has been Empire tuned up to about 300 horsepower. I've done a remap review that was ruined by cyclists and old people. Go and check that out. Again, it just transforms the car completely. So if you get one of these, you can quite easily turn it into a really, really, really perfect car that does pretty much everything you need. It does the comfort, it does the performance, and it keeps your hands warm as well. So that's a quick roundup of my Range Rover Sport. Let's go and jump in the next one. Right, second car, we are in the Abarth. This is the 595 2016, so you've got the fancy little tablet-y thing up here rather than the normal radio. There's your sport bar up there. Nice steering wheel, flat bottom, got that for drifting. Like you're gonna drift this. This is the automatic one as well, so you've got your doesn't even really have any kind of anything major. You've literally just got one reverse, neutral, and automatic and manual there. Always have it in manual, and yeah, you can't really go wrong. Always have that button pressed, your sport button, and always have this TTC button engaged, because otherwise that's like your traction control. You can't fully turn them off in this car, but that is the best you'll get, and it is definitely worth doing. If you've got the sport button, you get this if you've got the sport button depressed, you get this nice little fancy bit in the middle as well. You turn that off and it turns into an old lady display. So let's go back to the race car display. Excuse all the mess. This is obviously Corona Central, so I've got gloves and God knows what other medical devices around the place. But yeah, anyway, to the Abarth. We bought this because I managed to persuade my wife into getting this. We had a Polo before. This is her car that she did all of maybe 5 miles in about 2 years, and it was such a boring car. It was just a standard 1.4 SE, God knows what it was, but yeah, it was just a Polo. And yeah, it was dire. It was so slow. The only thing I could compare it to is literally an old lady trying to cross the road. You put your foot down and it just doesn't want to do anything. You have like a 1 second delay before it'll eventually go, oh, you want to go somewhere, and then it will drive off. So that had to go, and I persuaded her that she needed something a little bit smaller than a Polo, and something a bit faster. So the only thing that really ticked the boxes was the Abarth. I've wanted one of these for a while anyway, and the plan's worked. She has done all of about 7 miles in this car, and we've had it for 18 months now, not quite that long, but yeah, you get the gist. So it's worked. I've now got a little toy. Really only use this to take the kids to school, but they love it. It's a wicked car. It's the Gran Turismo, so it's got the leather interior. The Competizione, that one has all of the very fancy bucket seats, but I've got another car I'm going to show you in a minute that has bucket seats, and that's much more my style for something with bucket seats rather than a little go-kart like this. But this is great. Can't really fault it, other than don't buy an automatic unless you really have to. We buy this as an automatic because the wife prefers automatics. It changes through the gears itself. It just intervenes too quickly. So if you want to try and just change up or down, it will literally just jump in. So it's a little bit too eager on that. Other than that, it's great. Yeah, it understeers a bit because it has quite skinny tires. It's front wheel drive only, so can't really go too wrong in the bends, unless you are just going mental, and you will end up in a ditch. But yeah, other than that, it's nice. It's all the black interior. We didn't get any of this crazy kind of color coded interior, so it's quite understated. Everything you want. It's got aircon, central locking, electric windows. Electric windows, you think I'm joking, but that it does have electric windows actually, but most of them don't. Anyway, if you want an Abarth 595, highly recommend them. They're great fun. They're proper little go-karts. So that is my second vehicle. Right, now we're getting into one of my more favourite vehicles, my Defender 110 utility. This thing has had a lot of work done to it. I bought it on a whim from a Scottish dealer, and they promised me it would be great. They dropped it off, it was leaking, it had issues with the engine, the stereo didn't work, the aircon was bust, this thing wouldn't turn. And they promised it was all absolutely fine. It's a big, a lot of trust involved. Just here's a load of money and deliver it on a transporter. Yeah, it took about 4 months of to and froing with the warranty company to get it all sorted out, but it's all done, and it's a wicked car now. I touch wood, all of the bad things that could have gone wrong with it have gone wrong. We've done quite a bit to it, as you can probably see. This has got the Momo racing steering wheel on it. It's much better because I'm quite a tall boy, so I need a bit more space for my legs here. So this is a mini steering wheel. It's also removable as well. You can pull these bits and the whole thing comes off, but don't try that on the motorway. I've also upgraded the stereo, so we've now got a nice Kenwood head unit that plays Spotify, so you can listen to Celine Dion to your heart's content. Down here you've also got speakers. I've upgraded the Kenwood speakers. Don't waste your time doing that. It doesn't make any difference. It may be slightly better, but not much. What I have done though is put a massive set of speakers in the boot, and I bungee corded them down, and that sounds a lot better. So yeah, I recommend that, but that's only temporary. I'm going to get a proper setup for that soon. This has also got retrimmed seats. These are actually called Seat Skins, if you check them out with a Z. A lovely guy by the name of Pete runs that company, and yeah, you can see obviously we've got the kid stuff in the back, but these literally are just unbelievable quality. These are, you won't believe it, they're literally just covers, seat skins, clues in the name, but they're literally custom made, custom fit, and they've got like a million designs, and I went with like an RS6 style stitch with Alcantara here and the leather effect there. They also retrimmed this as well, which makes it much more comfy, because normally you've got like a 1 inch block of wood there. So that's much better. The wife approves. Over here we've also retrimmed these as well, so that's nice. If you have a crash, you can just gently kiss the Alcantara. It's padded. That's my version of an airbag. This again, it's nice and comfy for the wife to hold on to, so she loves that. Much better than hard plastic. I've got this bit up here for myself. Again, it's just nice to stroke. It's lovely. And what else has been done to this? It's been remapped. Of course, everything I have has been remapped, apart from the Abarth, bizarrely enough. So this was done by Empire Tuning as well. They also did the Rangey, and this was remapped from, I think, 120 up to about 170, 180 brake horsepower now, and yeah, it's transformed it. It's much better. So again, if you want to get anything remapped in Land Rover land, Land Rover land, then yeah, go to Empire Tuning. I really can't recommend them enough. This was night and day. They tuned this and it makes such a difference. It's got a lot more kind of torque now in every gear, and it just yeah, it's night and day. It used to be like a farm truck. Now it will cruise at 75, even 80 if you're brave enough. So yeah, that's pretty much everything on the interior. The exterior, I've upgraded the wheels and the tires. So it had the SVX 16th anniversary 16-inch wheels on it with like real big knobbly high profile tires. They've gone in favor of genuine twisted 18-inch with BF Goodrich real mud plugger kind of tires on them. They're all terrain, they're not mud terrain, so you can still use them on the road, but they don't like the wet. If you go into any form of bend at any speed, just be ready to find a hedge. But it's a Defender, so you know it likes hedges. So yeah, this one is probably my, I'd say, second favorite car. It's loud, it's uncomfortable, the reliability is questionable, but yeah, it's a Defender. It's so cool and it's so much fun, and people let you out of junctions in this. So yeah, if you want to have a bit of fun, get yourself a Land Rover Defender and make sure you've got a toolbox. Right, next car. And my fourth and final car. This one is the biggie. I've just taken delivery of this one at the weekend. Oh my god, it's an M3 CSL E46. This thing is just insane. I previously owned one of these when I was 25, about 15 years ago, and that's one of my only regrets in life, was selling that car, and I had to sell that, unfortunately. But yeah, I've managed to finally get back into one, and this thing is just unreal. It's like a dream come true being able to own a CSL again. They're so rare. This one's a sapphire black as well. There's only 106 of these in the UK, 422 of them in total. They only made it in two colours, the silver grey and the sapphire black. So my original was a silver grey, now I've owned a sapphire black as well, and I love black cars, so yeah, this is just great. This one, obviously, the CSL comes with a lovely Alcantara steering wheel on it, and yeah, I mean, just look at it. It's got the M button there. CSL owners will know the M button is a bit of a kind of controversial one, really. Most people just turn the traction control off completely. This kind of intervenes a little bit, but it doesn't do the trick enough, really. So if you're going to drive this, you just basically take the traction off completely. Obviously, you've got the SMG. Again, there's mixed reviews on SMG, but I personally love it in this. The CSL has a special software on it, so it auto blips as well. This one has the head unit delete. It doesn't even have the rear parking sensors on it, so at some point I'm going to reverse into a tree or something. And look at this, all the carbon, and then the non-adjustable race seats. They move back and forth, but that's all you need. And then obviously the kids seats in the back, because it's a 4-seater, so we can take the kids out to go hooning as well. And that's a big thing for me. That was one of important parts of getting my toy. It had to be something that I could comfortably take 4 people out in, or at least, you know, 2 small people and 2 adults. And like a 911, it's going to be a bit tight. Obviously for a few years it'd be fine, but then as the kids grow up, it's just going to be not very good. So yeah, the CSL is perfect. It makes a noise to die for with the carbon air intake in the engine. It is just a beautiful car, and I'm going to be doing a proper full-on review on this shortly, and I'll go out on the roads. It's obviously a rainy day, so I'm not going to be going out in it today, and I've just cleared the garage so I can actually put it away and it won't get all yucky over the winter. So yeah, absolute dream to own one of these. It's got a little plaque as well. I need to get that polished, and loads and loads of gear settings there. Obviously always have it up about here, unless you've got the traction control off, then it unlocks this one. And that's pretty much it. It's just an epic car. So they are my 4 cars, my very quick garage tour. I hope you've enjoyed it, and make sure you subscribe and hit the like button if you enjoyed this video, and I'll do my best to get the M3 CSL first try video up soon. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.